everyone, my name is Megan Taylor, and this is my presentation on the research we have done over the past semester. One of our first assignments was to answer 13 questions in the TDSI and create a Wordle from our answers. As you can see in my Wordle, the two biggest words are students and learning. This relates to my key takeaways. All students, regardless of their backgrounds, their learning ability, their races, should receive equal opportunities in education. Sometimes they might need more assistance to achieving a challenging task, but they are capable of doing it. Parent involvement is key in a child's education. Parents need to learn and know that education helps their child succeed in life and that they need to be involved in their homework and school events. If a parent can't be involved at a school event because of work obligations or something else, a teacher needs to take the time to create a balance and find another way for this parent to get engaged. One of the questions states, should educational and instructional practices be adapted to different backgrounds and cultures? The only reason educational practices should be adapted are for individual learning styles. Again, it may take a child extra steps to overcome something, but they can complete a complex learning task. Schools should educate the whole child on academics and life skills. This creates the conversations that we need to start talking about and having. We need to start talking about our differences, about our races, and our diversity to make the world a better place. Middle school is such a powerful time for young adolescents. They are learning who they are. They are creating their own beliefs. So we need to teach them how to think deeper and reflect deeper so that they can have those needed conversations about our differences. And to have those needed conversations, we need to create a classroom environment that is safe and inviting and where every student feels as if they can speak their own opinion. I learned a little bit more about my own opinion in my personal and teaching history. I'm very new to teaching, and so I have reflected back on my own time as being a middle school student and also as someone who helped with tutoring in college. The program we did with tutoring was at a local elementary school. It was a lower class school and mainly had minority students who were struggling in their academics. So from those experiences, I learned to improve on seeing students and everyone I encounter as equals and capable of achieving success. Those students that I was tutoring, when they overcame a tough challenge, you could see how proud they were. This is what I want to help my students feel when they accomplish something and they meet someone new who is giving them a different perspective. I want to instill in my students to never judge a book by its cover, because there's only one race in the world, the human race. Yes, we have our different looks, our different races, our different styles, lifestyles, but everything else in the world is different too. You need to learn that our differences are what makes the world a better place, instead of learning that our differences are what divides us. For my annotated bibliography, I read these 3 articles, and as a social studies teacher, you will have sometimes the tough topics, the more sensitive topics come up in your lessons, such as slavery, the Holocaust, different protests, political opinions, things like that. It is imperative for teachers to prevent discriminating against other students and students from discriminating against their peers, To do this, we need to, again, create those conversations, create those trusting relationships, and to encourage each other to speak up and give our differences. My observation experience was spent at Haynes Mall in Winston-Salem. This is the local mall in my town. I spent some time just looking around at the various stores and also in the food court. So some of the things I saw was that some people didn't want to go into different stores based on the demographics. So for example, I walked into Hallmark and an African American couple only stayed a few minutes because of what the clientele of that store was and the products offered. I also noticed the interactions between customers and employees. Some, if they were from different races, didn't speak besides what they needed to speak. Others created a whole conversation. In the food court, I noticed some stereotypes of different people based on their clothing. Yes, you saw those girls with blonde hair, Starbucks, and Jack Rogers sandals. You also saw people with all different types of outfits, different pieces to their outfits. And one table at the food court caught my attention. It was a table full of young children, probably middle school age, of all different races and genders. And they were carrying on and having a great time. And I thought to myself, wouldn't this be nice for all of us to do, no matter where we are, or no matter our ages, no matter our different walks of life? Wouldn't it be nice to carry on and have those fun conversations to where we are friends who overcome our differences? This leads me to my minority experience. Out of the three experiences, this one affected me the most because I was in the minority by my age. With my day job, I attend some different events in the community, and this particular one was a luncheon benefiting the local hospice. However, it was attended by older professionals and community leaders, doctors, CEOs, lawyers, who have this assumption that the only way they give back is through money. We have all heard those terms, lady who lunches, people who lunches. And this is what I felt in that situation. I felt as a minority and inspired to volunteer, to give back in other ways than just giving money. My interview experience was done with one of my friends from undergraduate, Farina Bagas. She is Muslim, and she grew up in Canada and North Carolina. So she taught me about the Muslims and Islamic culture and how the negative stereotypes the media portrays affects her. So a lot of the time, the media portrays Muslims as being terrorists and groups them together. However, she showed me that there's more good people in that culture than what's being portrayed to the world, and how it is important to stand up and be an advocate for the Muslim women who are being targeted, the Muslim people who are just living their lives the normal way but are only different because of what they believe. So for my spheres of influence and plan of action, I hope to first educate myself on the various types of discrimination and then write a letter to the editor talking about my findings, and then hosting conversations with my family and friends on ways to stop discrimination. I hope to do this in my classroom. This project in class has really opened my eyes to seeing the discrimination I have been blinded to before. One of my favorite quotes is, "It's not hard work, it's heart work." I'm now on a goal and mission to stop discrimination, to stop bullying, to stop prejudice, everything that is not right in this world, But at first, I'm going to start within myself, then spread it to my other spheres of influence, and lead my actions in the community. We need to get those conversations going. We need to start talking about and confronting poverty, despair, distrust, all those issues that make us uncomfortable but are needed to talk about. And when we start talking, we can start working and putting those actions into place to making the world really a better place. Thank you for listening.